Hi, I'm Pastor Andy Ferguson. Welcome back to our series on Why Are We So Different? As part of our channel on Family Matters. Again, we're looking at personalities because we want to appreciate each other's differences and not be offended by them or weirded out by them or, distancing ourselves from other people because we don't understand them. And unfortunately, because we don't often understand one another very well and why people are so different, we can take it personally where somebody does things a certain way and we'll receive it, in a negative way and like, I don't like that, can you, get away from me, or I'm going to get away from you. And by taking time to understand personality differences, we can hopefully appreciate one another and then learn how to interact better. All right. So we've been talking about the different personality types and the 8 major components that go into or define those personality types. And so we've talked about the analyst, the detailed-oriented person that's task-oriented, who likes to think things through. Then we talked about the supporter last time, the person who is always thinking about others, who wants to make sure everybody in the room is okay at a family dinner or family vacation or whatever. And so we love supporters, they love us, and they enrich our lives, as do analysts and the other ones. And so now we're going to be talking about the people. We're going to be moving across the center of the box into a fast-paced life, people who like things on the go, people who like that. And now we're still down here in the people-oriented. So what would you call somebody who is really people-oriented and who likes things fast? We call them promoters. These are the people that they promote things. These are people who are natural salespeople. They love people. They are the life of the party. They walk into the room and everybody, is, excited to see them, and they're excited to see everybody, and they're like, yeah, and like I say, they love a good party. They like things going all the time, like they're people, so they're always talking to somebody. They're on the phone constantly if they could be, and they like to see things, like I say, happen quickly. And so they want a lot of things moving parts and moving people. And so you can't, if you are running a company, you need promoters in your company to sell or to promote your goods. These are the people who will walk up to strangers and talk to them. Now, that's one of the scariest things for everybody else on this box to do, is to walk up to a stranger and to talk, or to stand up in front of people and talk. These are the people who have no problem doing that because their whole orientation is me, and me and you, and aren't we all fun together? And so promoters are great. They're, like I say, they're the life of the party. They've always got something new to talk about. And so we love them too. But they're not very detail-oriented. Okay, so we're on this side of the box now, and so slower processing or detailed-oriented. They're also not very task-oriented. They're the people-oriented. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they're always 5 minutes late, at least. All right? Why? It's because as they're walking out the door of their house, or before they even start getting ready to come to whatever event you have going on, they're involved in 3 or 4 other things. And on the way to get ready to go to your house, they get distracted by something else. And no, it's not ADHD. It's not because they have attention deficit disorder. It's just because they're distracted by shiny things, as we like to say, or everything that comes along, where they get a phone call. And it's like, it's so-and-so. I need to talk to them for a few minutes. Yes, I have somebody like this in my life too. And, so these are the people that you're always corralling, you're always reminding them of the things that need to get done, because they aren't thinking about the things that are getting done. They're thinking about the people and the activities, not things, the activities. Like, what are we all doing together? Hey, y'all want to come over tonight? And so we call these people promoters because they're always, talking about something they've just learned, or a new thing that they bought, the new dress that they have, the magazine article that they just read. They are naturally talking about things. And so again, we want to harness these people's energies, because these are the evangelists in the church. These are the welcoming people that if you have a promoter in your church, you want them to be the people at the front door that when they get greeted, because people will feel very welcomed by a promoter. Like, welcome, we love you. You know, as the saying goes, you know, a promoter, you know, only has people that, they're no strangers in a person's life. It's just friends they haven't met yet, right? And so, you know, we understand promoters because they just love connecting with people. They love being outgoing. They are the absolute definition of extroverts. And, you know, when we get all the way down to this, in this far corner, again, as I said before, you know, we're talking about kind of defining these things in extremes. So a promoter would be somebody who's way down in this corner in terms of the center of this graph. And then a full supporter would be somebody who's over here. And then, you know, there are different mixes of personality, which again, we'll get into a little bit later. But as we move more towards the center of the box, then we start taking on some of the other flavors of the other personalities, so that we become, you know, maybe a little bit more task-oriented, to be able to handle some of the routine and details of life, and not quite so overtly a promoter. But, you know, promoters can make good coaches, they can make good teachers, but you have to have that combination of some detail behind them. They verbalize thoughts and ideas. They're good communicators, generally speaking, because they love to talk. And so they'll put together ideas. They're also, you know, can tend to be creative on those kind of things, not necessarily the deeply artistic type of creative that we talked about with analysts, but the creative like, oh, that would look great, and they're decorators and they're so on and so forth. And so they have a thing for bling, and they have a thing for, you know, color, and so they like things bright, and they like colorful and exciting. And so if you want to, you know, decorate the room for the party, you want a promoter. If you want, you know, new ideas on what games to play at a party, ask a promoter. If you want ideas of, you know, what we can do at a party or at a church event or something like that, ask a promoter, right? But don't ask them to necessarily plan out the details, because they're going to leave a lot of details. You want to make sure that your team has some analysts and supporters involved in that too. Promoters would be great in terms of like getting people excited and all moving in the same direction toward a goal, but they wouldn't necessarily have the detail orientation to follow through and to fill in all the gaps. And so they make great team leaders, but they need help. They need supporters and analysts to carry the day, you know, with their projects. So again, I'm sure you have a promoter in your life. If you do, give them a hug. Thank them for making life exciting and fun, making things new and different, and you know, let them know that you love them, and thank God for them too, all right? If you like what you're seeing, here's some other videos. You can click up here and watch some other videos. Also, if you want to subscribe, just click down here, hear the bell for notifications, and you'll be notified when we do our next video. So until next time, thanks for joining us.